It's been 10 years since the levees broke and flooded large areas in New Orleans due to Hurricane Katrina. As most of us remember, the damage to the city and its people was devastating. Damage that large doesn't get fixed overnight or even in a few years. Patrick Wooten and filmmaker Ted Maguire set out to remind folks that there is still work to be done even 10 years later.
10 years ago, on the 29th of August, it was when the storm came ashore. At that point, it caused a major flood in the city, and that caused the largest forced migration of people in the history of our country. This guy was one of them. Well, from New Orleans, there were 400, almost 500,000 displaced, of which maybe a quarter of that was on military bases around the country. So Patrick's story is some of what we're presenting 10 years after presentation in Plymouth, because he decided to stay up here.
I got evacuated from New Orleans, from Katrina and everything. It's like, I call it from disaster to success, across the other side of the rainbow, and like a blessing in disguise, as though the storm had happened within, but now, as though I hope people don't look at it like it's over, but it's not over. And so people can still reach down in their heart, to look back as though it's the 10-year anniversary, but people still need help. So I'm looking to help my hometown back in Algiers, Louisiana, and the Insane Hunter Motorcycle Club, to get this thing up and running, because they need to help the people with the troubled teens and everything else, trying to get everything up and running.
Patrick was moved up here in September, about 2 weeks after the storm, roughly. And I had gone down there. I had not met Patrick at that point. I went down there about 8 months later, thinking that the city would be better off than, certainly after the storm immediately. But it really wasn't. It was what I found was it was pretty much still an absolute catastrophe mess. And instead of just being a tourist while I was there, I went into sort of a reporter, filmmaker mode. I had a little palm quarter with me that was digital, so I figured I could get some interviews and do some post-production, clean it up the best I could. And I interviewed some residents at the time and made a film.
I went down there to help support,
Well, you know what? It's support. Trust me. You come down, it's support.
So the film is now almost 10 years old, and there's a lot of relevance to it even today, 10 years later. So we're presenting that film and doing a kind of a then and now with that side of it as well. The benefit for the Insane Hunters Motorcycle Club, these guys are a group that mentors teens, and they're from his old neighborhood, as we said, and they are also Mardi Gras Indians, and you'll see some of the pictures of their very, very ornate costumes that they wear during the Mardi Gras celebration. Mm-hmm. It's an amazing tradition that these guys are upholding and keeping the tradition going in the city. It's a beautiful, beautiful tradition that keeps kids off the streets and keeps them on the right path.